to the three primary areas of philosophy. Areas we're going to learn about is ontology and metaphysics, epistemology and axiology. Ontology and metaphysics. Have you ever wondered what it means to exist, or what existence actually means? Complicated questions like those are part of a branch of philosophy known as ontology. Ontology, at its simplest, is the study of existence, but it is much more than that too. Ontology is also the study of how we determine if things exist or not, as well as the classification of existence. It attempts to take things that are abstract and establish that they are in fact real. Ontology is part of metaphysics, a branch of philosophy that looks at the very nature of things, their being, cause, or identity. Empirical knowledge is the kind of knowledge that comes from the senses. If you think that this is the only source of knowledge, you are known as an empiricist, and your point of view is called empiricalism. Simplicity, comprehensibility, comprehensiveness, and consistency within our view of the world are therefore critical in our determination of what is real and what is not. Explain things we can experience in terms of things that we cannot experience in daily life. Although some historians say that pre-Socratic philosopher Parmenides and Heraclitus, as well as Aristotle's teacher Plato, who lived from 427 to 347 BCE, also studied both metaphysical and ontological ideas. Aristotle distinguished between the two ideas in his work entitled Metaphysics. First, he says there is a general metaphysics, or the study of being as they exist. The second part of Aristotle's idea deals with the special metaphysics, which he assigns to the study of specific ideas, such as the existence of the soul. The difference between the two ideas is really confusing, especially when you consider the fact that Aristotle's general metaphysics is what we call ontology today. Epistemology. Epistemology is the study of knowledge. Three epistemological factors that contribute to knowledge acquisition are truth, belief, and justification. Truth is an occurrence in which there are no false positions. Belief in the acceptance in something as being true. Justification is the action of demonstrating that something is right and reasonable. Epistemology helps people to think about life experiences that lead to well-being. Epistemology, when properly defined, is the base on reasoning, which is the method for acquiring knowledge in turn. Knowledge pertains to the facts that are absolute and can never be false. Knowledge itself can be defined as justified true belief. Consequently, epistemology is useful as a study of how man locates knowledge and uses it for the betterment of society. The methodology of epistemology is inductive, deductive, positivism, contemplativeness, and dialectic. Within epistemology, there are two important categories: rationalism and empiricalism. Rationalism stresses reason as the most important element in knowing. Rationalism holds that knowledge is gained primarily through the mind. It also asserts that we are born with innate ideas that precede any experience we may have with our physical senses. Empiricalism asserts that our knowledge comes from our five senses. To us, the terminological of the empiricist John Locke, our minds are a blank slate at birth. Thus, knowledge comes from our experience. With epistemology, there are three main examples or conditions of epistemology. Those are truth, belief, and justification. First of all, truth occurs when false propositions cannot be discerned. Consequently, in order for something to be considered as knowledge, it must be true in nature. Also, the truth must originate from a reliable sources and be based on fidelity to the standard. For example, a lie cannot be truth because it is not factual and false. Second, belief is the state in which someone accepts something as true. For example, a student of math knows the right angles equal 90 degrees, and this belief is based on factual math. On the other hand, when beliefs originate in sources based on psychological factors such as prejudice, desire, emotional need, and biases, they do not qualify as knowledge. Yet, when a source of beliefs such as memory, reason, and testimony are reliable, they are forms of knowledge. Lastly, justification, the third condition of epistemology, is the act of showing that something is reasonable or right. For example, a child who lies about doing homework feels justified because he feels it is right to avoid being punished by his parents. A notion is justified when a person has evidence to support his or her claim. This leads to the statement that any belief must be true and justified. Exology. Exology is an area of philosophy that studies values and value judgments. Whether millions are spent on a single painting or someone say that a sculpture is priceless, they are making an exological judgment. As an ethical decision, that tries to define the principle that makes us value one thing over another. At its core, aesthetics asks, what is valuable in life? What is valuable beyond mere survival? And specifically, how art and beauty are defined. Ethics investigates the concepts of right and good in individual and social conduct, the study of value in human behavior, or the study of moral problems. Examples are 1. The righteousness or wrongness of actions, 2. The kind of things which are good or desirable, and 3. Whether actions are blameworthy or praiseworthy. Aesthetics studies the concepts of beauty and harmony, the study of value in the arts, or the inquiry into feelings, judgments, or standards of beauty and related concept. Philosophy of art is concerned with judgment of the sense, taste, and emotion. So, some significant questions in exology include the following. Nature of value. Is value a fulfillment of desire, a pleasure, a preference, a behavioral disposition, or simply a human interest of some kind? Criteria of value. Do objective standards apply? And then finally, status of value. How are values related to scientific facts? What ultimate worth, if any, do human values have?